Alright everyone, welcome to GWA mid-tier. So it's like an off-season, but not low-tier, it's mid-tier. Power rankings. I'm on my own, even though everybody has been pestering me for when are PRs. I posted twice, like, if you want to join, you can join. Nobody reacting, so I'm doing it on my own. This is a smaller season, as you can see, we only have 8 people. Paddy, Crep, Zach, me, Crep, Milk, Kenny, Elliot, and Mike. So, only 8 teams to go. I should be done with this at a reasonable time for once, so that can be cool, right? We did the marble race. Paddy won the marble race. He got first pick, and so we're just going to start with Paddy. I have my own Crep doc ready, which is just in order of my schedule. I play Crep week 1. Paddy, I think I have Paddy week 3. Look at me go. Okay. Paddy's team. He drafted Mew round 1. I mean, some people, aka Zach, told me it shouldn't really be allowed and he was going to pick it up first pick. But then Paddy took it first pick. I think Mew is fine. Like, obviously, it's really hard to prep for against every move in existence. Except for recover and then stuff like that anymore, which is painful. But yeah, it's a good Pokemon. Just a shame it's a psychic type, and like base 100s across the board is obviously good, but it's not what it was before. So I'm intrigued to see how it will do, I guess. I mean, it should be good. I don't think it will be killed either, but it should come to every game and it should have its role. Then on his wheel pick, he had Lycanroc Dusk and Galarian Weezing. Those are 2 really good pickups. Like, Lycanroc Dusk is obviously very threatening if you hit your Stone Edges. But just the sheer fact that you have to switch in on Stone Edge or CC or play Rough, Crunch, Drill Run. Even the Elemental Fangs. Don't forget Excel Rock. Like, this Pokemon has a lot of good coverage. It's a really good Revenge Kill. It's a really good Scarf. It's a really good Bandit Pokemon because base 110 speed in this format is obviously quite decent. So, Pokemon should be really good. Galar Weezing is fast with Defog and no U-turn. So, everyone knows I love fast. Galar Weezing is also really good. I haven't used it in a while, but I really enjoy this Pokemon. One thing I will say though is like, this is his grounded poison type, but it's mainly a levitator. Like, obviously he can just neutralize and gas or even Misty Terrain. Misty Search. I don't think he has any terrain Pokemon to take advantage of him. But like, he can do that. And then he absorbs T-Spikes, but I feel like most of the time it should be a levitating Galar Weezing. Because like, if you look at my team on the right, I have a Donphan. If he is neutralizing gas or Misty Surge, like even if it is a physically defensive Weezing, my Donphan should do a lot of damage to it. So that can be interesting. But other than that, it's a really good Pokemon. It's bulky on the physical side, can be invested enough to be bulky on the special side. It has Defog, it has Will-O-Wisp, it still keeps Toxic. It may even have T-Wave, Base Split, and like good stabs in Sludge Bomb and Strange Team. So good defensive pickup. Then Fortress is another hazard Pokemon, so he doesn't have to use Mew for it. Like, this thing has all the hazards in the world, other than Sticky Web. It has Rapid Spin, it has Volt Switch, can explode. I mean, it's a Fortress. I don't really like the Pokemon in regular seasons, but like in off seasons, like low tier or mid tier, I think it should be a really good Pokemon. Just a bulky Pokemon, only weak to fire, and like fire types hate Lycanroc Dusk. And also hate his Vaporeon, which he picked up next, so I think it has a good place on his team, as has the Vaporeon, even though we all know Paddy just drafted Vaporeon because it's his favorite. I won't go in detail about that, just ask Steve. Like, Steve will know what I'm talking about. But it's a bulky Water. It's a necessary pickup on every team in my opinion, bulky Waters. Flip Turn or Baton Pass, probably still gets Scald, I imagine. Can Wish Pass into his Weezing, which doesn't have reliable recovery, into his Fortress, which doesn't have reliable recovery, so it's really good. And don't sleep on its special attack as well, like, I think it's 110, and then 130 in HP, I think. Yeah. Palosand he picked up next. At first he had this Mages, but he dropped that in Grace Period for Palosand. I mean, I was a hater originally, but ever since I drafted Sandygast and Little Cup, and I really like that, I feel like Palosand should be good as well. It's hard to switch in on, surprisingly. Like, Shadow Ball Preserve Power hits a lot of things for neutral, super effective damage. And then he has Shore Up as reliable recovery. I think it's a lot of Stealth Record. Pretty sure Sandygast got it, so Palosand should get it too. I can check that actually in the prep doc. Yeah, it's another stealth rocker. Look at him go, he has 5. So it's another stealth rocker. This thing doesn't get Will-O-Wisp, I know that for sure. That's why I wasn't a fan of it. But it's a bulky ghost, it's a bulky ground, which isn't really too passive, so should be good on his team. Then he got Hisui in the Electrode, fastest Pokemon in the format. Really good answer for electric type since it's electric and grass. But it's also an electric type that it cannot Volt Switch on ground types. But you really scare ground types from coming in on the Volt Switch, since if they do block the Volt Switch, then they just get Chloroblasted or Giga Drained or Energy Balled, whatever you want to click, whichever grass move you want to click. So it's a really threatening Pokemon on that hall. It's basically fastest Pokemon ever, Volt Switch out. Oh, you block the Volt Switch, you eat the Leaf Storm. You switch out, now I'll Volt Switch, so you know what I mean? It's a free pivot Pokemon, fast, it's good revenge killer, I guess. And yeah, Iron Jugulis is up next. He needed a special breaker, he told me that. And Mew can do it, but it isn't that strong. Vaporeon is stronger than Mew, but it's a Vaporeon, it probably runs defensive. And Electrode is fast, but that's all it is, so he needs a special breaker. Jugu really does that if he hits his Hurricanes. But it's a ground immunity, which he kind of needed, I feel. Because on his team, he doesn't have a grass type that resists ground, like he has the Electrode, but then it's electric type. His bug type is also a steel type, so also doesn't resist ground. Obviously, he has a levitating Weezing, but I mentioned already, if he doesn't levitate to absorb T-Spikes, I think it's weak to ground instead of resisting it or being immune to it. So, other than Jugulis, his only resist to ground and the levitating Weezing is a Spidop, so he needed a ground immunity. This is a really good one. And it's a very strong Dark type, which is awesome for Mew. Mew is weak to Ghost and Dark. Jugulis is a Dark type, so he resists both of them. And Ghost types he just obliterates with Dark also, so good pickup. Haven't really seen it used too much in Gen 9. Because, it's a bit disappointing in it. But I'm intrigued to see how it does in this format. It should be fine. Ambor, it's strong, it's slow. It should be Scarf most weeks, I feel like. Maybe Bandit, maybe Flame Charge, but it's a good breaker. That's all there is to it. But a Scarfnet, and I think you are speed tying base 110s like the Ogre ones, which only the grass one is in this format. So I feel like this speed ties 110 Pokemon. I definitely know that my Raichu wanted to obliterate by a Scarf Flare Blitz because I didn't bother outspeeding it. So yeah, Reckless Flare Blitz is good. CC is good, also gets EQ, even gets the funny Scald, but I feel like Ambor will be a physical breaker most of the time, a choice item. And then his last 2 picks, I'm just putting them together, Spidos and Marchtomp. They're hazard bots, another Stealth Rocker and Marchtomp, Sticky Web with his Spidos. I'm pretty sure it also gets T-Spike Spidos. Yes, it does. His hazard game is insane, he has, obviously Mew and Fortress get all 3 of them, but he has 5 Rockers, 3 Spikers, 4 T-Spikers, a Sticky Webber. This is mental. Bring Boots versus Paddy. But yeah, looking at his team overall, like I mentioned, his hazard game is insane. He has a Spinning in Fortress, he has a Defogger and Weezing. Yeah, all the hazards like I mentioned. His speed twos are interesting. His top 4 are really good, even though I would kind of like something in between Electrode and Lycanroc. But then that would be a 130 Pokemon, and there aren't even that many in this format. But just below Mew, everything is slow as balls. So either his Pokemon will outspeed you, like the top 3 of them. Mew will probably click DD to outspeed you, and everything else is slow. So that will be interesting. I do think Paddy drafted a good team. I don't know if I want to put it in A tier or I want to put it in B tier. I don't really know yet. I think I'll just go with B for now. Just see where I want to rank the other teams compared to Paddy. But I really like this team. I don't think it's S tier, mainly because of the speed tiers. And because some ones I do have my doubts about, like Jugu Lycanroc is a really good breaking pairing if they hit their moves. And he also has a really good defensive core, but they kind of rely on the Wish passing from Vaporeon. Mew could be fraudulent, could be insane, so there's a lot of could-offs. I think if everything goes according to plan and Paddy hits all its moves, This team is 100% A tier. If he gets unlucky, it's B tier. So let's see what happens there. Second team is Zach, and I think I played Zach week 4. Yeah, yo, my memory is really good. Zach drafted the Ogerpon, which makes a lot of sense. I think this Pokemon should have been banned. Zach also thinks this Pokemon should have been banned. All the other 6 coaches voted for allow it, so here it is on Zach's team. I just think it's probably too strong. Like, IV cudgels around, can click knockoff, can click U-turn, can just click spikes, leech seed, spike shield. It will do a lot of things, but always the same things, if you know what I mean. Like, it has 2 or 3 sets. Will always be one of those sets. This is a really good set. And like, Corviknight isn't in this format, Skarmory isn't in this format, so like, the best answers for this Ogerpon aren't allowed. So I think it will be really good. Then he drafted the bike, so we all know where Zach is going on this, the tier list. Fucking bike. I mean, he wanted the speed, he wanted the rapid spinner, he wanted the dragon type. I guess, even though Tatsugiri is also a spinner and a dragon type, and if you put a scarf on Tatsugiri, it's faster than bike, Zach. Just so you know. But then he made it up to draft Infernape round 3, so that almost evens it out. Almost. Infernape is great. I had it last time in like basically mid-tier we did. That was GWA low tier season 3. There it could Terra, and it was insane. It obviously got kill leader because I spoon-fed it kills. But I will say I had to spoon-feed it more than you would expect me to. Like, I am known to spoon-feed Samurott kills, but like last low tier season where my Samurott got 23 kills, I didn't feed it as much as I fed that Infernape, so it's interesting. Because unfortunately, like, it's fast, but it's not insanely fast. And it kind of forces choice cards. Like, for example, you have my team. Hammerod gets clapped by Infernape, and Infernape also gets clapped by Hammerod. So, if I run Scarf on my Hammerod, then Infernape gets outsped. So Infernape also gets forced to run the choice scarf. And then it's just a bit too weak, because like 104 on both offenses is decent, but nothing more than that. I have always said Infernape would benefit a lot more from like 120 in attack, and then 80 in special attack. Or the other way around, 80 in attack, 120 in special attack. It kind of suffers from being very versatile. But in draft, that's really useful. Like, it can be a fast rocker. It can be a Scarf Pivot with U-turn. It can be a Scarf Revenge Cleaner. It can be a Breaker with either Band or Specs. It's a good live orb user, it's good mixed, so has a lot of sets, will be hard to defend against. But my experience with using Infernape is that it's also kind of tough to trust letting it stay in, you know what I mean? Because like, if he runs Scarf, for example, to outspeed my Kilobird and to outspeed my Scarf Hammerod, sure. But he can't lock into CC versus Hammerod because then Kilobird is fine, and he can't lock into Flare Blitz versus Kilobird because then Hammerod is fine. So that's my Infernape tantrum over. I just wish it was better. Then he got Faz and Basque Legion. These are also 2 mons I really, really like, so he's really trying to bother me up to not put him in D tier for the stupid bike, but he will be in D tier, unfortunate for you, Zach. Faz is my favorite fairy type. It U-turns. While it U-turns, it poisons everything. It's just really good. It roosts, it's fast. It's not strong, but it has Moonblast and it has Sludge Bomb. It does hit decently fine because just those moves are great. It's better physically, so like if you want to run Play Rough and Poison Jab, it can do that too. Just a really good Pokemon. I really enjoy Faz. And Basque Legion is my favorite raid sweeper. As you can see, I do have Rain, but I didn't pick Basque Legion. And specifically the female one. We split them up, otherwise they would be a bit too broken in this format. He had the male one originally, but he had to change to female in Grace Period because he needed some special attack. I guess I can see that. It kind of says that Infernape will be a physical mon most of the time, which in practice it is. Like when I use Infernape, it's almost always physical anyway, so it makes sense to pick up Basque Legion female. In my opinion, it's better as well. Oh no, the male one just spams Wave Crash, but it doesn't have a Ghost Stab. This one can just spam Surface Shadow Ball, even Hydro Pump if you're more ballsy than I am. And it can benefit more from Ice Beam, so really like this Pokemon. Mudsdale, really good grind type. Actually the one I wanted to pick up, but I pivoted mid-draft to Donphan. It's a really good Pokemon. Like, Stamina is a great ability. It sets up Stealth Rock and becomes bulky with every hit it takes. But it's also really strong. Like, you'd expect this Pokemon to have more defense than attack, but it has 125 attack and only 100 defense, which is nuts. I've seen Steve use this thing with Terra a lot, and he always put him what I'm gonna say. He always puts Max Pedef on like a curse set, and then he gets hit. His physical attack, physical defense gets boosted. He clicks curse, physical attack gets boosted, physical defense gets even more boosted. He's specially built, so really hard to break. Really good Pokemon. Enjoy it a lot. Good Assault Vest to use it as well. Just a really good ground type. One I wanted to use, but it doesn't have Rapid Spin, so I pivoted. Then he had to pick up Uxie. He wanted Mesprit but got sniped. Another reason why I had to make some brace transactions, I think he said. So, I mean, they kind of do the same, Uxie and Mesprit. Mesprit is less bulky, but it's stronger. Like, Mesprit is the jack of all trades. I had to dig for that word. Like, Mesprit can be very versatile. While Uxie is more like, I'm a very bulky wall. I'll set up Stealth Rock, I'll U-turn out, and maybe I'll click a knockoff. And then I'll die. Or then I'll come in again, block an EQ, rinse repeat. So, really bulky Pokemon, really annoying. Can be passive, because it's weak as balls. But I have seen people get swept by a Uxie before. I think that's also Steve. Or Mike, one of the two. But I think it was Mike who swept Steve, and not the other way around. I'm not sure anymore. It was funny. But that was Uxie with Terra, so without Terra it's definitely worse, because it's a psychic type instead of becoming a fairy. But good Pokemon. Electros, another Levitator, so he has some really good ground immunities, and then he has Ogerpon, which is basically a ground immunity, because all ground types are really scared of Ogerpon. So his ground weakness is kind of patched up, which I think he did really well. Electros, I like him. Like, I used them on with Infernape actually as well in that low tier season, and I just full switched around, U-turned around, put some AV sets on, coiled a bit, even used some manual rain strategies or manual sun strategies, which he can do as well, but best Legion and Infernape, so it has some cool boosts. Electros, obviously a mon without weakness is always really good. Then Copperajah is Steel type, rough to be honest, but there aren't many Steel types in this format. And as you can see by the mons he has picked in the first few rounds, and with his mons he has after Copperajah, his points were in the drain, so he had to budget out. I mean, Copperajah isn't bulky, but it's strong. Has Sheer Force with Iron Head. I think it also has Play Rough, EQ, which isn't Sheer Force boosted, but like it's still EQ. So, this Pokemon hits hard, it's Steel type. Ready sure to get Stealth Rock? I can check that as well. Yes, he does. So, yeah, it's a decent Steel type. I don't think it's a good answer for fairies, but he has Fast Antipathy, so who really needs a good Steel type when you have Fast Antipathy, you know? Regis, I mean, cool Pokemon. Pun intended. It doesn't do much without Terra, I think. I don't even think it has really anything. Like, it doesn't have hazards, it doesn't have recovery, it doesn't have, what's it called, pivoting. But it's a Regis. I like the one. Hopefully he can do some work. Hopefully he doesn't freeze me. I just realized that. Yeah. Hopefully he doesn't freeze me with Regis, otherwise I'll hate it. And then Vullaby, which I think is his only Dark type, so that is his mandatory Dark type pickup. Also his only Flying type, but like he has 2 Levitators. Don't really need a Flying type if you have 2 Levitators, I guess. A Defogger, a U-turner, a knockoff Pokemon. Gets Whirlwind, gets Toxic. It's basically baby Mandimus. I be like Mandimus, so Vullaby is decent. Looking at the speed tiers, they're great. Genuinely. Like, maybe he misses something between Uxie and Best Legion, but I don't really care. You could say Fast and Uxie are fake speed. I disagree. Like, I would always make sure my Fast Antipathy outspeeds base 90s if I want to outspeed them. For example, like the example I always use is their Shifu, but their Shifu isn't in this format, obviously. But like, it's a real speed tier. You have to respect it. So, I like the team. I like the mons. He has less hazard gain than Paddy. Like, he has 4 good rockers. Mainly Mudsdale and Uxie, I imagine, because Infernape shouldn't run rocks and Copperajah shouldn't come too many times. 1 Spike and another one, which is great. No T-Spikes, it's a bit rough. Yeah, Spinner and Bike, Defogger and Vullaby. Good team. Still D tier. Fuck you, Bike. Nah, if we are being serious, his team is like on par with Paddy. I like his top tiers way more than Paddy's. Like, his top half is insane. It should be an A tier team, but he has Spike. I'm not going to entertain anything else. My team, so we can just stay on this part. I drafted Tinkaton round 1, which is obviously a big reach, but I knew I didn't want any other phase or steel types, and I didn't really want to risk it, so just took my Tinkaton round 1 and see where it brings me there. My opinion, it's a really good Pokemon. Like, it was way more things than it should. It's fast, it can Encore, it has Stealth, it has T-Wave, it has Knockoff. It's just really good in this format. I really like this Pokemon. Hammerot round 2, this is no Sharpness Hammerot. To be perfectly clear, I had to ban Sharpness. But it's still a Ceaseless Edge build, which is great. And if I don't want to run Ceaseless Edge, because I don't need spikes, I can just run Knockoff, which I still get. I can still run Throat Chop as another Dark type move. Obviously, my Aqua Cutters and Razor Shells aren't too great anymore, but I have Liquidation. Like, Sacred Sword is the move it mostly misses out, and obviously Ceaseless Edge. But like, you only click Ceaseless for the the spikes, because otherwise, if you want damage, you just use Night Slash, which is also Sharpness boosted. So we only missed out on Sharpness, which I don't even think is that big of a deal. I have had 2 low tier seasons with a regular Samurott, and I made, I think, kill leader in both of them. This is a Hisuian Samurott, has better typing, has better offense. I mean, I think I should do well with it. I hope so. I didn't really want to use it. I kind of planned on drafting Heracross, which, spoiler alert, is undrafted. But I kind of felt like this is my only chance to ever make a league where Hammerot can be kill leader. Because in regular season, I don't like it too much. It has a weird speed in regular seasons, in my opinion. It's like one of those ones that you pay a lot of points for, but it isn't strong enough, like a Roaring Moon or a Excalibur. And it isn't fast enough like a Meowscarada or a Greninja. And it isn't bulky enough either, so like, it just sits there. It's a weird one to bring. So hopefully I can do really well in this season. I really want this to be my kill leader. But I also have a Flozel, so I have to decide who I want to focus on, which can be funny. But yeah, Hammerot, it's my Dark type. It's my Spiker as well. And it's Samurott. So I wanted that thing. Then I picked up Kilobird, because as you can see, I drafted Rain. I knew I wanted Rain. Like, I went into this draft knowing I wanted Rain. The Weather Rocks are banned, so I can't run a Damp Rock on my Pelipper or anything else to benefit from 8 turns of Rain. But like 5 turns of Rain is still fine, and it's still great in this format, I think. And I knew if I wanted Rain that I needed Kilobird. So I kind of took the risk to take Kilobird first, because I felt like if someone wanted Rain, I could still take Politoed. And if nobody else wanted Rain, it would go and draft it. While a Kilobird always would get drafted just because of the speed tier. So I drafted Kilobird, Hurricane, Thunder, Volt Switch, U-Turn, Weather Ball as well. 125 speed is the kind of the speed tier I wanted. It's in the electric immunity as well. So obviously really important for Rain. I like the pick. I don't think I used Kilobird yet. So looking forward to it. Then I went for Donphan over Mudsdale, who I wanted originally. But I kind of planned my team out, and I didn't get sniped a single time. This is actually the team I planned out. And I kind of realized, like, I think Mudsdale was 4 points less than Donphan. So I would have had 4 more points. But, like, I only had Hitmonlee as my removal then. So I could have taken, like, a better grass type or a better poison type. Or just left one of those types alone and drafted the Spinner. But why would I have done that when I could just pick up Donphan? So just went for the Donphan. It does the same thing as Mudsdale. It's very bulky on the physical side. It sets up rocks. It's very strong as well. Like, I think it has the same attack and defense. It has 120 in both, I think. And it's slow, but it has Rapid Spin, which is nice. It has better move pool than Mudsdale as well, because it has Ice Shot, has Ice Spinner. I think it has CC. I mean, Mudsdale has CC, so that's even another point if Donphan gets turned off. But it gets Rapid Spin, which is important. It's a good AD Pokemon as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't get Stamina, but Sturdy is nice in some situations as well. Like, I can just put a Heavy Duty Boots on this thing. Guarantee I live 1 hit. Could even use some... Could even use some Custap Endure. custom sturdy sets, or even the endure custom sets, but that can every Pokemon do. So, this is a good Pokemon. It's a spinner, it's a rocker, which I needed, so happy with that. Then I took Hisuian Typhlosion, which I know it's weird on Rain, but if I don't want to bring Rain, I still need a Fire type. And if people want to bring Sunny Day to counter my Rain, I have a Hisuian Typhlosion. It's just a win-win. So, I also really like the Pokemon. It's strong as balls, it's strong as fuck. It just eruptions everything. And Frisk is really underrated. I really like knowing which item my opponent has. Because some of these mons, like a Hisuian Samurott, they kind of force choice cards. If I just switch in my Hisuian Typhlosion, oh, I see your choice card now, so that's good to know for my Hammerot. Or like, oh, I see your custom berry, so I have to be careful for that later on. Things like that, just always really useful. Yeah, it's a ghost type as well, so it can spin block. Not that I really think I will be spin blocking much with the Hisuian Typhlosion. Because if I switch in on the wrong move, my eruption gets weakened a lot. But it's a really good Pokemon, I enjoy it. And it's a special nuke. Like, obviously, Kilobird is a special attacker, but it isn't a nuke. Typhlosion is, so happy with that. Then I took Hitmonlee, secondary spinner, but also a strong fighting type, which will be important. Because there are still some really strong steel types. Like, for example, the next team is Crep, she has Empoleon. Hitmonlee is really strong into Empoleon. Like, I thought about Hitmontop, with the points that I would have saved, for example, if I went for Mudsdale over Donphan. But I like Hitmonlee more. Like, Hitmontop is bulkier, Hitmonlee is stronger. And I have a soft spot for Hitmonlee design-wise. I don't really know why. I never used this in the playthrough. I didn't really grow up in Gen 1. Like, I watched the anime, but my first game was Diamond and Pearl, so I don't know why I have a soft spot for this Pokemon, but I just do. So I wanted to draft it. 2 spinners is really good for Hammerot as well, so I don't have to defog my own spikes away, which is always nice. Yeah, it's an unburdened Pokemon, hence why I drafted Thwackey after. But Thwackey also is just really good to stop ground spam into my team, because I have a Tinkaton, I have a Hisuian Typhlosion, and I do have Rain. Like, Rain isn't weak to ground, but it's also not the most defensive team, and offensive teams don't love switching on EQ, so always nice to have a grassy terrain Pokemon to just weaken EQs. And I love Thwackey. I drafted this Pokemon before, and it can be surprisingly bulky, especially in this format. It's a funny one, I can U-turn, I can knock off. It has Grassy Glide priority, so if people want to use my own Rain against me, looking at you, Zach, Thwackey can just stop that. It sets up my Hitmonlee for some sweeps. It's just a really nice Pokemon. Happy to have it. And then I finally committed to my Rain, took Pelipper, which I like more than Politoed just for the reason it can U-turn and has roots to keep itself more healthy. Like, Damprock is banned, so I may as well just run Boots and keep myself healthy and keep my Rain around, instead of switching it in, taking 25% from rocks, having 8 Rain turns, switching it in again when the Rain has ended, taking once again 25% of rocks. So I can keep it more healthy, and it can be quite bulky. Pelipper can also be a really strong Hurricane spammer. Gets stab on his Hurricane, gets stab on his Surge, which gets boosted in the Rain, so it's a decent Pokemon. Looks stupid, but it's decent. Went for Floatzel after, because that's my favorite Rain Sweeper. Like, based on design. First Pokemon I ever got to level 100 when I was a kid, so I have soft spot for Floatzel. And I kind of wanted this to be my kill leader before I decided to take Hammerot as well. But they can share kills. Nah, they cannot. But one of them will be kill leader. Oh, that's the main goal for this season. But yeah, Wave Crash Bot, brrr. Also really fast. If I don't want to bring Rain, it's still a 115 base Pokemon. A 115 speed Pokemon, so just love Floatzel, man. Arbok is my poison type, needed a grounded poison, still needed T-Spikes, and I feel like Arbok for 3 points was decent value. Has Glare as well, decent speed, its bulk is underwhelming, but it does have Intimidate, so it can do some funny things. I think its move pool is surprisingly decent as well, with like EQ, Crunch, Coil, so like Coil Gong Shot is just really strong, and I have to run Poison Jab, so. And it's also just a cool Pokemon. So I hope Arbok is fine. Never used it before. Never really seen anyone use it to good effect. So I hope I can be one who can use it to good effect. And otherwise, And then for my last Pokemon, I took Kingdra. I needed another Rain Sweeper. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting Rain on just Floatzel. Kinda wanted Best Legion female more, because they're the same points and it wasn't drafted at that point. Because it was a great transaction for Zach. but I did really need a secondary ghost type with my Typhlosion. I kind of needed still a dragon with Kingdra, and yeah, it also has Hurricane, so I have 3 really good Hurricane Pokemon. And Kingdra still gets Focus Energy. I learned. I told it got them Dex in it, so I can still run the crit rust sets, which are cool. So I can work with and without rain. Never used it before either. In a draft, I mean. In playthroughs I did. So I like the Pokemon. And I really like my team. Genuinely. Didn't get sniped a single time. So if I don't perform well, it's literally only my own fault. I can't even blame someone for taking the Pokemon I wanted. This is everything I wanted. So let's hope it works out fine. The only main issue I kind of see with my team is like I have a gap between Typhlosion and Floatzel. Like ideally I would have liked Hisui and Lilligant, because that's exactly in the middle of these speed tiers and it's a really good Pokemon I really enjoy. But I didn't have points for it, and it also got drafted immediately in round 1, so yeah, wasn't really anything I could do. So I have a gap here, but if you can look at my hazards, like I have 2 Rockers, 2 good Rockers. I don't have Spikes and Air Code, but I have Samurott, Hisui, so I do have T-Spikes. And Arbok has Spikes and Hammerot. I have 2 Spinners. Pelipper doesn't get Defog anymore, but like I have good momentum as well. Flip turn, U-turn, or Volt Switch. I don't think you have U-turn. You have U-turn, you have U-turn, you have flip turn, you have flip turn. So I have a lot of momentum. I kind of have all the tools I want, so I'm happy with my team. If anyone else drafted this team, it would be an S tier because it has a Samurott. So why not keep it there? S for Samurott. Let's go. It's my tier list and my channel. And since nobody else wanted to join me in PRs, nobody can stop me from putting myself in S tier. So fuck everyone else. Let's move on to Crep's team with my week 1 opponent. She went for Roulette round 1, which is awesome. I really wanted to see Ceruledge get drafted. Kind of thought about doing it myself, but then like Heracross is 85 base speed, so is Samurott Hisui, so is Ceruledge, so I kind of figured I wouldn't do it. Happy to see it drafted with Crep. Really cool Pokemon. Really strong Pokemon. I just hope it works, but not in week 1. Like, let it work in all the other weeks, but not in week 1. So, weak armor, flash fire, 2 good abilities. Was going to start speaking Dutch. 2 goede abilities. Nee. No. See, I was once again. So, 2 good abilities. Bitter Rate is an insane move. Poltergeist is nice if you keep him. If you make sure you don't knock off everything else. But it also has Shadow Claw, it has Shadow Sneak, gets CC. It's a cool Pokemon. I enjoy Ceruledge a lot. Good spin blocker as well, because like if you switch in on like a spinner, like my Hitmonlee for example, and I predicted that I click knockoff, oh well, I do trigger your weakness policy maybe, and then you have your weak armor, so you have +2 attack, +2 speed, you Bitter Blade up back to full HP, and you just go. So really cool Pokemon. Zarude round 2, and Empoleon round 3. 2 bulky Pokemon, but Zarude is also really strong. I hope it does well. I enjoyed Zarude decently fine when I had it in the main season of MMC. Just a bit unfortunate that it's weak to U-turn, and like U-turn isn't something only available for all the high tiers, so this being a lower power level doesn't really mean there will be less U-turn, so it will have to watch out. But it's fast. It kind of can be the same as Infernape. Like, it forces Scars, but it can be a good Scarf for itself. Can knock off items. Can jungle healing itself to get rid of its own status and heal itself for like 25%, I think. But it could also Synthesis. I think it gets Leech Seed, has U-turn. So, good Pokemon. Enjoyable. Empoleon is, in my opinion, the second best Steel type in the format after my Tinkaton. Maybe the best one. It's up for debate, actually. Actually, it's better than Tinkaton. What am I waffling about? It's better than Tinkaton. But it isn't a fairy type, so. But yeah, good Steel type. Great bulky water. Gets Stealth Rock, gets Knockoff, gets Roost, gets Flip Turn. It has really good ability in competitive, so it forces Intimidators to not run Intimidate or to not come in on it. I have to be careful to defog on Empoleon to not give it a +2 special attack. Pretty sure it gets Agility, so it can also be a good sweeper. Really like Empoleon. Just really like Empoleon. Then Noivern, fast Pokemon, Dragon types are always useful. Can U-turn, can also defog, can spam Draco. It's a good Specs one with Boom Burst, Flamethrower, Hurricane Draco. But it can also just be bulky with Super Fang, U-turn, Roost, Defog. Can do a lot. Nice mon. Regieleki. I said the Electric Tisui was the fastest one. No, Regieleki is. Yeah, this is an electric type that forces ground types to come every week, which Zarut kind of eats up alive. Noivern doesn't mind them, and Empoleon hates switching on ground types, but other way around as well. It just uses ground types as well, so it has good synergy to force ground types, especially when you see a Rakunit as well. So, good Pokemon. Can also still Rapid Spin. And if the ground type has been defeated, Regieleki is really strong, so I think it's a good pickup. Really funny to see Zarut, Empoleon, Noivern, and Regieleki. Because like to all the MMC people who are going to watch this season, I drafted these 4 Pokemon exactly as well. Like on the same team with Dio Speed, Blaziken, that fraudulent team had these 4 Pokemon as well. And I didn't hate a single one of these 4. I hated all the others. Bar Blaziken, obviously. So yeah, it's good to see, it's funny. Mesprit, I mentioned with Yuxi, it's more versatile than Yuxi, it's stronger, less bulky. But still really bulky, good Pokemon. Rhydon is a Crep standard Pokemon. Crep with the E, not Crep with an A. She loves this Pokemon. Bulky with Evilite, really good with weakness policy. And yeah, she just goes like Rock Polish, weakness policy, it's really hard to switch in on. But it can also just be bulky, Evilite, Stealth Rocks. Go from there. Araquanid, strong, sticky webs. I think it has screens as well. But don't quote me on that. I know it has mirror codes. Maybe I'm confusing screens with mirror codes. But like, it's a decent water type. It's a really good ground resist with the bug typing, and then it uses ground with its water bubble water moves. But it can also just run sticky webs. Great Pokemon. Wigglytuff is a meme. Don't rate it at all. Don't even rate it as a Dragapult answer, and Dragapult isn't allowed. So you are here, Wigglytuff. I guess you can give fat wishes to everything else and have Stealth Rocks as well. That's what you do, right, Wigglytuff? No. Toxicroak is her poison type that she needed. But that's also a good fighting type. I don't think she had one of those yet, so yeah. It fits her team quite well typing-wise. Can be a decent sweeper or a decent scarf one, I guess. But it's Toxicroak. Let's see what she does with it. Quilladin, I mean, she likes Chestnut, so Quilladin is just the worst version of Chestnut. I think it just does the same thing. Physically on the bulk on the physical side. Can spike, can be annoying. Doesn't really do him anything else, to be honest. And then Alolan Vulpix, because it's a 1-pointer. I guess it gives her Velvet Cerulege, which is something to consider. And it can block my rain, I guess. So, yeah. And it's cute. Don't forget it's cute. So, this team, I also just really like a lot, to be honest. I Crep a lot like that I like her team, because usually when I like her team, she doesn't perform well. But I do like this team. Do I like it more than Paddy? Paddy week 3. I actually think I do. Because like Paddy has some weird mons. I mean, Crep also has some weird mons, but she has 3 weird mons. So I do think I like this team more. So I'll put Crep in A tier. And keep Paddy in B for now. But that can change. That can change. But yeah. Up next should be Milk. I play Milk week 6, I know that for a fact. Milk drafted mono normal. So, the least normal person in our league drafted only normal types. She drafted both Zorua and Zoroark Hisui, which is just funny. I don't know how the illusion stacks. Like, imagine if you disguised your Hisui and Zoroark as Hisui and Zorua. That would be really funny. I don't know how that works. I'm not even going to look it up either. I'll just let myself be surprised when I fight it. So, but Hisui and Zoroark, strong, fast, annoying with its illusion ability. Really good Pokemon. Staraptor, really strong, really fast. I mean, not really fast, but like really strong, fast. Great Scarf, great banded Pokemon. It's also like, usually normal types get them destroyed by rock or steel types. Staraptor just goes combats them. Or you just switch in your ghost type, but then Hisui and Zoroark beats the ghost types because it's immune to it. I mean, everything is immune to ghost on her team. But it's also super effective in its own ghost stab move, so yeah, she has some good counterplay against steel, normal, steel, ghost, and rock types. Regigigas. If you don't know what Regigigas does on Milk's team, you just have to watch a video of Offline Nuzlocke. He's still traumatized with this Pokemon. We call it Regigigas for a reason. Because Regigigas prays to RNGesus and he always gets what he wants. So, here we go. Regigigas. I won't spoil all Milker tech, because I want people to be surprised before I play her week 6. But I know what she's going to do. In DD round 4 was a really tough snipe for Elliot later on. Tough luck, Elliot. Should have left at your picks instead of going to sleep. But it's a terrain Pokemon. I don't really think she needed a terrain. I just think she wanted a strong normal type, which there aren't too many about. And I guess like in DD, it doesn't like ghost types. I mean, it doesn't mind ghost types. Usually psychic types don't like ghost types, is what I'm trying to say. But indeed, it doesn't care. So, I'm just saying nothing, to be honest. It's a good psychic terrain one. It just uses expanding force. She has both forms, so she can run the male one with expanding force or the female one with, I think, healing wish. Don't think the male gets healing wish. It might. There's something that the female one gets that the male one doesn't. Maybe Trick Room. I think it's actually that. So, she could run Trick Room, but she also has 3 Porygons, which always have Trick Rooms. So, yeah, she has both Zoroark and Zorua, and she has all 3 Porygons. So, Porygon Z, strong, nukes everything, have fun. Porygon 2, bulky, Volt Switch is... oh, it doesn't have Volt Switch yet, because it's Legend CA, I feel. So, it's just bulky, it just sits on everything with its Eviolite until the Eviolite gets knocked off. As recover can be really annoying. And Porygon 1, as we will call it, is just a required pick when you have the other 2, so that one exists. She has Meloetta after the Porygon Z. I guess that's good synergy with her Indeedee, which is cool. She can also just run the... knowing Milk, she will run the Relax Song once or twice, or maybe more than that, and run the physically fighting type, so... yeah, it could be interesting. I've never really seen the physical one in Draft League in Gen 9. So, it could be cool. Meloetta is usually really good with Terra. Doesn't have Terra here, but it should still be decent. And I think Milk only drafted Meloetta because it's Hasune Miku or whatever she's called. The Japanese... I don't even... V-tube singer? I don't know. It's Miku. I know she calls it Miku. And I have something in my mind, like a girl with blue hair that doesn't exist, so... I am showing my boomer-esque tendencies. Oh well. Cincino! Let's move on, Cincino. As tidy up, as fast, as strong, as skill link. Good Pokemon. Really cute. I feel like tidy up skill link with Tail Slap and Rock Blast and Bullet Seed is just really good. Doesn't really break the steel types though. But for that she has the Staraptor, I guess. So, we'll see. She also has a Porygon Z who just breaks everything, so... I like Cincino, it's good. And then she has Baldi, Dodrio. Baldi! Best Pokemon in the entire team. I'm biased, I just love Baldi. It's fast. It's decently strong. It got robbed that it doesn't have high jump kick or jump kick anymore. It got robbed, but it's still really cool. Pretty sure it gets low kick and drill run, so it still has coverage for steel and rock types, which is nice. But you draft Baldi because it's Baldi, not because of anything else. She didn't even draft it for the speed tier because she has 3 Pokemon at 110 speed. Because the last Pokemon I didn't mention is Grafaiai. Fun fact, Milk went to sleep. And she said, if it comes to me, pick Zoro or Hisui. And if it comes back to me, just take any fully evolved Pokemon on the board that's a normal type. So I just set up a poll and let everyone vote. I Grafaiai as a meme. Because like in MMC, everyone who drops Grafaiai drops it immediately in Graze or after 1 week or 2 weeks. It's basically like the foster kid that doesn't find a home. Sorry if I offended anyone with that. But yeah, Grafaiai is a meme. Hopefully Milk takes care of him. It's a Grafaiai. It's Prankster. It has Parting Shot. It has Anchor. That's it, I guess. Oh, it also has Unburden, so it could take advantage of my terrain. I guess. Or it could take advantage of her Indeedee's terrain. Look at me go, I found the synergy. don't think I would have found it if I didn't speak this thing out loud. So yeah, look at me go. She has Graphia to take advantage of her psychic terrain with Unburden. Hey, good speed. I knew that she dropped it for that reason. I didn't force it on her by doing a poll. So yeah, milk the normal type team. There's only one place she can go, right? She has to go in B tier. It's the most normal tier of all of them. She has to go in B tier. Like, it's the definition of a B tier team. It has normal types. Team number 6 was Kenny. Kenny is my last opponent. Kenny with his Hisui and Lilligant. He loves this Pokemon, I love this Pokemon. It's really strong. He runs Hustle. He has bigger balls than I do. But like, Hustle is a choice band without being choice locked, but it only has 80% accuracy. So if you ever want to click triple axle, good luck, mate. But it does have Ice Spinners, so that's good. I always ran this thing with Chlorophyll and used it as a Quiver Dance Pokemon. And to counter the loss of damage with no Hustle, I just put a Life Orb in instead of a Wide Lance. So. But yeah, Hisui Lilligant, really good. Fast, great setup sweeper. Good coverage moves as well, like it's really hard to switch in on. Because most of the Pokemon that resist Grass are weak to fighting. Other than Flying types, which are resisting on both of them, but then it has Ice coverage, so really good Pokemon. Gengar round 2 is nuts. I felt like Gengar would go round 1. So he has a great physical sweeper. Setup mode, he has a great special sweeper. I think Gengar still gets Nasty Plots in Gen 9. Like, I mean, I think it gained Nasty Plot in Gen 9. It could have gained it in Champions or in ZA. But I think it got it in Scarlet and Violet. I'm not sure about that. But it's a really good Pokemon. Great with a Scarf, great with the specs. Really hard to switch in on. Fast, so great Pokemon. Rotom Heat, really annoying. Like, its stab moves are only resisted by Dragon types. And there aren't too many Dragon types in this format, so great Pokemon. You can just Volt Switch out into the Hisui and Lilligant to set up. Or into the Gengar to set up, or to just click a really strong specs move. But it can also just cripple Pokemon with Team or Will-O-Wisp. Or it can be a Scarf for itself with Overheat and Volt Switch, stuff like that. Just a really annoying Pokemon. Really good for him. Klefki I hate. I think it's shit, but I do see the appeal of it, I guess. Like, it's Prankster Spikes, Prankster Screens, Prankster T-Wave. It can Magnetize as well, so it's only weak to Fire types. So, yeah. I can see why people like it. Me personally, I just hate it. But I can see why people like it. I think it can also be like an Iron Defense Calm Mind Stored Power Sweeper. But for that to go against you, you have to let it set up a lot. And I feel like that's kind of a skill issue. Famous last words for when I get swept by this thing in the last week of the season. But we'll be fine, I hope. But yeah, it's his Steel type, it's his Fairy type. It's basically his Tinkaton, which is way worse and way more annoying. So after that, he got Swampert, great Pokemon. Can't hate on Swampert. Has Rocks, has Flip Turn, has Knockout, has EQ, has Scald still, I think. Maybe not, but like, it has EQ, has a good special move pool as well, and decent special attack, has Liquidation, has Ice Sponge. It's just a really good Pokemon. Only thing that would make it better is like Recover, or I guess Spikes. But that's what makes Swampert too broken. I like it being allowed here, so great one. Only weak to Grass, and all 4 of his Pokemon that he drafted before this resist Grass. And its next Pokemon, Farigiraf, is immune to Grass, so really good synergy for the Swampert. Speaking of Farigiraf, Ghost immunity, Grass immunity, good Pokemon. Gets dual screens as well, gets Trick Room if he wants to do that for, I guess, Avalok or the Swampert. So, yeah, decent one, cool one. Forces some prep, but it's way better with Terra than without it. Although it still gets Nasty Plot and has decent coverage. I feel like it has T-Ball for sure. It has Dazzling Gleam, so it gets a lot of decent moves. Not a Pokemon to sleep on. Hisui and Avalok, Spinner, Stout Rocker, Physical Wall. Luckily we don't play with Terra rules this season, so this thing can become a really annoying Fairy or really annoying Water type or really annoying Ghost type. So he's stuck with his Ice Rock typing, but it still resists some moves, like it resists physical Fire types, which there aren't that many of, I think. It also resists physical ice types. And it also it resists flying types, so it resists Brave or Spam. And it's really good against Milk, I just realized. Tough Luck Milk with your normal types. So yeah, I feel like this level would just be a physical wall with Rapid Spins and Stealth Rocks. Also has Recover, so I guess it's decent, I'm just a hater. Got a Volt Race I love. Like, if you hit it, your Hurricanes, this Pokemon should be banned. You just won't hit Hurricanes with this Pokemon, sadly. But it's so cool. If this thing had Flamethrower or Heat Wave, which it should, it's a Moltres, it would be so much better, but it doesn't. So you're kind of forced to just run Dual Stab, like those moves, and then you run Agility Nasty Plot, or you run like Agility Rest or Nasty Plot Rest, things like that. It's a really good sweeper if you hit your moves. Could also just run manual Rain Dance, I feel like, because you don't have coverage, so you just run Rain Dance. You can fit it, so that's decent, I feel like. But yeah, Berserker's great ability. Just run Citrus Berry or Resto Chesto and go from there. Doggy doesn't have Arena Trap, obviously, but it's fast, strong EQ Pokemon. It can lead off with Final Gambit, can be a good Sash Pokemon to just Stealth Rock and then Memento, or to get rocks up and get a good EQ or things like that. Good one. Me, not great, but good one. I enjoy it, Doggy. Persian, won't lie to you. Don't really know what Persian does. It's fast, has Fake Out and Technician. I know more about what Meowth does in Little Cup than what Persian does in real formats, so we'll see what it does. At least it isn't the fat Alolan version, so I like it, I think. Dupit is Baby Araquanid. It's a ground resist. I feel like it still news ground types to water type moves, and it's a Weber. Won't really do anything else. And then Dragonair is just really cool. With Terra, Dragonair is actually decent, because you can Terra normal and become an E-Speed one with DD, and you just slap on an Eviolite. You can't really status it because this thing just has Shatskin instead of the multi-skill from D-Knight. But yeah, it just looks really cool. But it's a Dragon type that can be bulky, obviously, with Eviolite. It can also just be a good DD sweeper. Although knowing from experience, you do need quite a few DD boosts to actually become a lot more threatening. So at +1, a Dragonair isn't too threatening, unfortunately. But it looks awesome. Kenny. I also think I like Kenny's team more than Paddy's, actually. I just like the Pokemon he has, like the Lilligant. I mean, you could say Lilligant is as unreliable as Lycanroc Dusk, because it has Hustle. But I would run Chlorophyll, so I think it's more reliable. It should be in the same tier as Paddy's, actually. I like it more than Paddy's, because he has really annoying bulk with Swampert and Rotom. His speed tiers are better too. Yeah, I like this team more than Paddy's, but he can be in B tier instead. I like Crep's team more, so Kenny can be high B tier. And then Elliot is my week 5 opponent. Elliot somehow made sure to draft an Elliot team in mid tier, and it didn't look like it, because he started off with Raikou, Mamoswine, Hawlucha. He drafted tough offense, and then he got all his bulk he wanted. So really funny. But yeah, Raikou, dope Pokemon. I like it more than it's good, but hopefully it is good in this format. It's one of those weird electric types that also doesn't really care about ground type switching in if you're set up, because it does have Scald, and ground types don't want to get scalded, so it's not as free as you see in the Electroid, obviously, but it's still good. Like, it's strong, it's fast, has Scald Mind, decent coverage moves, has Scald, has extra sensory, I think. And then it's electric moves. Maybe it has a luring voice, but I'm not 100% convinced of that. Very good. And I am too lazy to check. You have to do that yourself if you want to know. It's just a really cool Pokemon. And then he picked up the Mamoswine, which is impossible to switch on in this format. Like, when I tiered Mamoswine, I also started looking like, are there any Pokemon that actually are good switch-ins for Mamoswine? And I found exactly one, and that's Bronzo, which is also on this team. So I don't think a single team actually has a switch-in for Mamoswine, which is an experience. But it's also like, Raikou doesn't really like ground types, doesn't like grass types at all. Mamoswine eats grass types alive with its ice coverage, and it also just eats ground types alive with its ice coverage, so they pair really well together. Good Scarfer, good Bandit Pokemon. Can run Trailblaze. Don't know if Elliot will, but Crep definitely would. So I know this thing gets Trailblaze. As a good AV Pokemon, like, and with Thick Fat, you're also not weak anymore to fire, and you resist ice, which is underrated. So yeah, come on, threatening. Picked up Hawlucha after, because it's a very fast Pokemon. It can defog. It has U-turn, has great dual stab, and with Burden, it's really threatening in the terrain that he wanted, but then got sniped off twice. So he's stuck with a Grookey, but he can still do it. So I know that he said, "Oh, you want Rain? Which Rain Sweeper do you want?" And I said Floatzel. And I said, "Oh, so I have to draft Hawlucha to outspeed your Floatzel and Rain." So I know what to prepare for week 5. Yeah, Hawlucha is good. It's not as strong as people would expect or hope to be, but it's one of those Pokemon that's versatile, and one of those versatile ones that I actually enjoy using. Usually I like my click buttons mons, but I kinda like Hawlucha, so I think Elliot will do well with it. And if he doesn't, I hope he drops it, so I don't have to fight it. Then he took Blastoise, good spinner. He thought about picking Tentacruel, but he knew he wanted Overquill, so he just went for Blastoise so he didn't overlap on poison types. I think Blastoise is cooler as well. Like, Tentacruel is better, but Blastoise is cooler. He can run Shell Smash. Shell Smash is banned across all Pokemon, so no Shell Smash Blastoise. But he can still run the Iron Defense Body Press sets. He can Rapid Spin. He can just Flip Turn Out. Can be physical, can be special. I like them all. It's cool. Then he picked up the Overquill, which has T-Spikes, has regular spikes, has Swift Swim to take advantage of my rain, while Blastoise has Rain Dish to take advantage of my rain, so I mean, he has prepared for my rain. That's the least you can say. Overquill is nice. Like, I didn't plan on drafting Overquill, but I did say if it goes undrafted for some reason, I will make place for Overquill on my team, because it would fit it really well, but like, it's fine that I don't have it. Yeah, really good Pokemon. Bulk on the physical side, really strong as well, like underrated at 115 attack. I think on his team, only Mamoswine has more than its offensive stats. Let's see actually, that I do want to know. Oh, Sinistcha has more special attack, and Raikou has the same special attack as Overquill has attack, so it's like his second or third strongest one, depending on if you... Oh, it's third strongest one. Sinistcha is strong. Third or fourth with Raikou. Yeah, strong Pokemon. Really good typing, only weak to ground, but he has a Mamoswine, a Blastoise, and a Hawlucha, and then the Sinistcha, which is his bulky grass type. Great spin blocker, best spin blocker in performance. I voted it even the best spin blocker in Gen 9, not even in mid or low tier, just overall best spin blocker. I like it more than Petulant, because you can switch in on the Tusks and Threats without really being too afraid of an EQ, while Petulant is, which is really nice. Yeah, great spin blocker, great physical wall, has Strength Sap, has Calm Mind, so it can be a really annoying setup sweeper as well. With Heatproof, you're not weak to fire anymore. Just a really good Pokemon. Like it a lot. Bronzong is his Mamoswine answer, which he doesn't need because he has Mamoswine. But this is the third best steel type. Like, yeah, in Poland you have Tinkaton, then you have Bronzong in my opinion. Great mon. Ground immunity, while also being able to run Heatproof to not be weak to fire. So he has a lot of things that actually look weak to fire in Mamo, Sinistcha, and Bronzong. But all three have abilities, so they are just neutral against fire, which is kind of fun. But Bronzong should be Levitate in my opinion. Run Staldrox, but you can also run Dual Screens, can run IDEF Body Press, can run CM, IDEF Stored Power. I love this one. This is one of my standard Pokemon that I draft if I don't have a premium Steel type, so I think Elliot will love it too, knowing which Pokemon we usually enjoy together, so he'll like this one. Then he drafted Pyroar. I guess he needed a speed tier and a fire type. I said he had to pick up Charizard, just because it's cooler. He wanted Pyroar because he's a tryhard. I mean, it's a ghost immunity, he said, but in a format where Spectre doesn't exist, who cares? I guess it was my Typhlosion. Oh well, great job, Elliot. You won my Typhlosion. with a Pyro. Bring your Pyro against my rain team, I dare you. It exists. He drafted Comfey, which I think is a fraud. He thinks it isn't. I mean, it's a speed tier. It's priority draining kiss. It has priority leech seed. Has U-turn. I don't like Comfey because I have an underwhelming experience with it. He does like it. Other people love it as well, so we'll see who's right. He says he will be. He will say he is. I will say I am, so let's see. He knows he loves Comfey, so I guess it's fine. He dropped Shelgon, which I forgot to put on the dock, so I had to scramble to put it at 1 point during the draft. He said it's the best 1-point dragon. It's better than Gabite and Dracloak because it has Dragon Dance. I mean, Dracloak has Dragon Dance as well. So I just think Shelgon is cool because it looks like a football. He will do things with it, he said. So I better hope to see it in at least one game, Elliot. I really want to see Shelgon one game. And it has to do something instead of being in team preview and not coming out, so I hope to see that. And then he drafted Brookie because I have Trachea, Milkhead, and DD, and he wanted something with terrain for this Howlucha, and he had 1 point left over. And he had to draft him 11 Pokemon. Even to his and Zach's big dismay, they had to draft 11 months, so he is stuck with a Grookey. This team is objectively great. Like, I don't know how he did it, but he actually has 9 decent Pokemon, even though I am hating on 2 of them. And he has great offense and good bulky Pokemon. So I can't really do anything else than put it in A or S tier. I should compare it to Crep, but I think this team is better than Crep's. Like, let's put this team in S tier. Behind my feels because he doesn't have a Samurott. Honestly, hold. Add a row below. And then S without Samurott. Oh, I added 2 rows apparently. Interesting. Delete this row. And I want to be the blue color because I have a Samurott. Yes. I want the other blue color actually. And then Elliot can have the red color. Yes, okay. Let's do it like that, yeah. That's nice. D for bike. D for Dries hates the bike. Alright. Last team is Mike, who's my week 2 opponent. Mike, he took the Elliot approach of drafting high tier after high tier after high tier. But unlike Elliot, he didn't stop, he just kept going. He drafted high tiers all around. He got Crook Metagross on wheel, which is insane. Oh, I guess I'm wrong about Bronzong being the 3rd best steel type. Metagross is in there, so let's say Metagross and Polion think it on Bronzong, that order. This is nuts, these 2 together. And this is genuinely insane. Have fun switching in on these 2. I think I also looked at something that could switch in on both of them. And I'm pretty sure I didn't find something. So, that's fun. I guess like a... I don't even know. I would have said a Fortress, but Fortress doesn't even resist EQ, so... I don't know if we'll switch in on these 2 together. They're really strong. Both get rocks. Metagross has Bullet Punch. Can be a really good weakness Pokemon with agility. Crook can be a really good Scarfer with Moxie. But it can also just run Scale Shot to get a speed boost. Both really good Pokemon. Then he got Hydrapple, which is nuts. I thought about drafting Hydrapple before I actually planned out my team. Because it's a grass type regen one on Rain. It would have been insane, but I couldn't afford it. So I just didn't go for it. Getting this thing as like wheel at the later end. So he basically got this thing at the start of round 4, which is just dumb. But yeah, nuts Pokemon. If he hits his 160 base power Fickle Beams, this is the best dragon type ever. I usually hit them, so I am biased. Like this thing feels like more than 30% chance. It feels more like 60-40 instead of 30-70. Pokemon is nuts. Like, it kind of baits in steel types, which Crocodile and Metagross eat for breakfast. So, yeah, great synergy. Then Sylveon, like Dragon Fairy Steel Core of dreams for Mike and of nightmares for everyone else. This is stupid, man. He can even Wish Pass into his Regen one, or into his Metagross, or into his Tentacruel. Like, this is dumb. Genuinely dumb. Yeah, Sylveon, Wish Pass, great Hyper Voice one, great Specs one. Can even run Scarf. Physically defensive if you reinvest in it. Naturally bulky on the special side. Great Pokemon. Tentacruel, great Spinner, great bulky Water, great bulky Poison, has T-Spikes, it's Flip Turn. Flamigo is a great physical breaker with Bravebird and CC. Can't even switch in your Ghost type because this thing has Scrappy, so you can't even intimidate it. Kind of insane. Jolteon is really fast, baits in the ground types, which Hydrapple loves, so great synergy. He needed a fast Pokemon and a fast special breaker because everything on his team so far is kind of slow. Like, I know Tentacruel is base 100, but it's a defensive Pokemon. You don't count Tentacruel as your fast offense. Like, Flamigo is probably going to be a Scarf bot. And Crocodile can be Scarfed, so they are fast, but then they are choice locked. So he needed something really fast, so Jolteon makes sense. And then he had to budget. Let's skip Fletchinder for now. He took the Miss Mages from Paddy and Grey Spirit, which is a good pickup. It's a ground immunity, so that's nice because you look at Tentacruel, Jolteon, Metagross. They don't like EQ, but you also have Hydrapple. So, like, I think he took the ground immunity more for this, for like the type chart to not be red. But I don't think a team with Hydrapple can ever be EQ weak, to be honest. Unless you fight Mamoswine, but then you're just Mamoswine weak, which everyone is, so. Yeah, Miss Mages is a good pickup. It's also fast, it's also strong on the special side, can also be bulky. Has Will-O-Wisp, so good Pokemon. Basically, he has 8 really insane mons. Then he has 1 okay mon and Dunsparce, which he does love. Bulky normal with Evil Eye, Taltron Glare, Roost, annoying. Serene Gray's Ice Beam, so don't bring that into me, Mike, or we're not friends anymore. Yeah, and then he has Fletchinder, which is a Defogger, but U-turn. It's priority Defog, I guess. And it can be annoying to stop, like if you are a U-turn spam player like I am, and I U-turn into Fletchinder and I get burned, it could be annoying. But that's Fletchinder. Don't really care about that Pokemon. And then Vulpix has Sun on a team that doesn't benefit from Sun at all. Like, he doesn't have a good fire type because it's a Fletchinder. He doesn't have a Solar Beam on because he has a Hydrapple. This thing won't run Solar Beam, trust me. I don't see what Sun does, other than it counters my rain, I guess. But it's a 1-pointer, like, you had to draft 11 mons, so he had 9 good, like 8 insane mons, 1 good mon, 2 1-pointers, so he had to do this. This team is objectively the most threatening team of the entire league. I still think I like Elliot's more, because I like his bulk more than I'm lying, bro. This team is the best one in the league. Like, I am just lying. This team is the best one. I don't care about Fletchinder and Vulpix, but the other 9, yeah. Like, this is the best team in the league. Can't really argue with that. So, yeah. I quite like my tier list, honestly. He has to be here because he has the bike. I have to be here because I have a Samurott. Milk has to be here because she has only normal types. And these teams I all just really like. So, this is my tier list for GWA Power Rankings mid-tier. I hope you all enjoyed. We will see you next week for week 1. I play my game exactly in a week. Yeah, actually exactly, looking at this time. So, look at my timing go. But yeah, thank you for watching everyone. And I will see you for week 1 versus Crep in a week. Hopefully with team builders again, because I want to do them again. But I can't promise anything. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out all the people in the description that will upload games. I think it's only Elliot and Paddy. Maybe Mike will. Don't think anyone else will. But yeah, we'll see. Thank you for watching everyone. And I'll see you for week 1. Peace.